guys, what's up? It's me, Ashley, and for those of you that don't know, I just got to check a major thing off my bucket list. I got to meet Britney Spears this past weekend in Vegas. Oh my goodness, I'm still on a high from it, you guys. It's still there. It's like, oh, it's so amazing. So first things first, I've been bombarded with questions. How was it? What was she like? And I thought it might be easier to put it in a video, and selfishly, I want to make sure my facts are still accurate 15 years from now when I'm reliving this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lay it out. Little bit of background. I have been, like very many people in this world, a Britney Spears fan since I was like 12. Cute story. I had like $2 left on this gift certificate, and I went to the local like CD warehouse, and she had a single up by the register, like the little single, those CDs that just had 2 songs on it. I had no idea who she was, but I didn't want to waste any money, so I threw it in the purchase bag, got home, listened to it, and was like, oh, this will never work. Here I am, 18 years later, countless concerts, countless everything, and I'm so excited to tell you all about my experience. So the reason why I decided to purchase it is actually kind of sad. My mom passed away in 2007, so it was the 10-year anniversary. She was a huge catalyst of just teaching me to pursue my passion. Whatever you're passionate about, do it. And I'm passionate about everything that Britney Spears represents. So I thought this was a good way to honor that. And she was a huge proponent of driving me to the concerts, going crazy looking for the right poster, buying me the books, like everything that Britney Spears was to me at a young age. My mom was totally in support of that. So this was one way to just honor that and help like close that chapter and really just make the story complete. So I pushed the purchase button and I was on my way to Vegas legitimately like 2 weeks later. So those whole 2 weeks, your nerves are flying, you've got the songs pumping, you're like on a Britney high, and then when you land in Vegas, it's unexplainable. Like, you know that something big's gonna happen in your life. It's big, right? Whether you're a massive fan, whether you're somebody who enjoyed her music, whether you're just in Vegas for the Vegas experience, meeting somebody that has the title living legend is big. Just remember that. So it's worth it no matter what stage in the game you're at, all right? That's what I'm trying to say. So get there, do everything, go get the hat, like get the freaking merch. I'm just living it up. I'm like in the moment, right? So we're gonna go ahead and start from when I picked up the VIP packet ticket on Friday, because that was rad. Our brother Brian was like at the front. It was like 1 in the afternoon too, super random. Show doesn't start until like 9, meet and greet doesn't start until like 6. 1 in the afternoon, he's like just chilling at the front. And we knew Jamie Lynn was there. I knew some country music stuff, kind of follow her on socials, and I knew she was in town, but didn't know what for. And my buddy that was with me was there really just for moral support, was like, watch any minute now, Jamie Lynn's gonna go ahead and walk in too. Like, sure as shit, 10 minutes later, Jamie Lynn walks in, they go backstage, and it was just one of those moments where you're like, well, this is just making this experience even more of an experience. So you get that, you've got your like wristband, you're like ready for the night, right? You are ready, you are pumped, you go in, you've got your best outfit on because you're taking the photo of your life. You are taking the one photo, it's gonna be your profile photo, it's gonna be in your resume, gonna be in your wedding, like you are taking a really important photo. So you have to put a lot of thought into it. I put a lot of thought into mine, and of course, in typical Ashley fashion, I decided to go the humorous route. You'll see that later. But one of the most important things to remember, you guys, is like, you don't know what to expect. Like, even though you've watched the videos and in the back of your mind when this is actually happening, you're just like, I'm gonna meet freaking Britney Spears. I mean, this is, again, we'll go back to the childhood, which I'm gonna insert right here. See all the, yep, all that stuff right there. All the yearbook posts where people were like, oh, you're a big crazy Britney fan, or the freaking, like, if you look at that picture, yeah, I was like 12, made my mom go buy me that book. All of that is like coming to a head for you at this moment. Like, all these thoughts are going through your head. So you get dressed, you head to the venue. And I think for all of us, if you knew Britney at all, on a deeper level than just like the music, you knew Fee. So I was as equally as pumped to meet Fee. So you get in line, you go through a ton of security. So important, guys. I was part of CMA Fest for AT&T last year, and we got to interview some artists after the Christina Grimmie thing happened, and I will tell you, that was the most scary, surreal moment, and I am so, so grateful that Britney's team takes the precautions they do. There's a ton of security, and it's so, so important that they like continue to do that, because nothing's worth it. And as long as Britney and you feel safe, it's mutual. You want to feel safe too. You don't know who you're there with. You're meeting these people, and you have no idea where they're at, and as long as Britney feels safe, then it's important, and they do a really great job executing that. So you go through security, and then Fee shows up, and she's like this little infectious ball of energy, and everything that comes out of her mouth is so genuine. Like, you can genuinely tell that everything she says is filled with passion and love for what she does and what Britney is as a person, and that's something that like really money can't buy. You were getting firsthand experience, and There are pieces of that are script. There's a lot of it that's not rehearsed, and that's what makes it so real. And you can just hear it in her voice, like how much she loves her job. And it's like you knew Fee forever. Like, it's really strange. Like, it was like, yeah, you want to go and break bread together? Because, like, you're pretty much somebody I'd hang out with. Like, just really rad, sweet, sweet lady. Takes care of everybody. You know, you've got about 20 to 30 people in the group. Everybody feels like they get the same experience from Fee. So you get to see the stage. You get to meet the band. We're back in wardrobe. They're, like, fixing outfits going on that night, y'all. Like, they're fixing it. They're eating P.F. Chang's while they're doing it. You are a part of that night's story. And I think for me, that was what was so surreal. It's like, you know, these people go throughout their day and you get to be a little teeny tiny piece of this massive production. And so that was really important. After you're done with that, you're going to like chill for a little bit, and Fee sticks around and like kind of gives you a little bit of tips and pointers, and that's really important. But then the next step is meeting Britney. So you get to go through more security. Again, super important. Really grateful they do it. Fee's with you every step of the way, y'all. Like, she's right there with you, kind of guiding you through everything, and security's there. You get into this hallway, and then you get to take off all your stuff and put it in like you're going in an airplane, and you wait. And you wait with these people. You wait with these people you have nothing in common with except for one thing: Britney Spears. And I think that's really magical. I think that you've got like 30 people from all across the world. I'm not kidding you. Australia, New Zealand, France, like Russia. It was crazy. You have all these people, and you're just sitting there because of your admiration and your respect for like one person. That's pretty special. So I saw the door open because they've got like the backdrops over here, and then you're in line, and then they've got room for one person before you go up and take the photo. And I saw her walk out, and she looked incredible. I was like, outfits on fleek. My outfit's on fleek. This is gonna rock. So I get ready, I gear myself up. You've got your little spot in line right before you go to take the photo, and I go up. And at this moment, this is what I'm really hoping you guys let sink in. At this moment, you were like feet away from Britney. And I was so amazed. She was super fit. She was tinier than I thought she was gonna be, but like super fit, absolutely beautiful, like just beautiful and very radiant. So I go up, and at this point, I'm just like, you know what? This is what I'm here for. I don't need a funny photo. I don't need anything. Like, I wanted this experience. I'm going to remember it. So we did the small talk. How are you? Nice to meet you. All of that. I go to get in for the photo. And one of her assistants looks over and is like, that's a cool shirt. So Britney literally takes a step back and is like, that is a cool shirt. And at that moment, she starts giggling. So I'm like, this is my in. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to capitalize on this. I go, can we take a funny photo? She's like, yeah, of course. So then she comes in, she points and does a thumbs up. And then because my photo, you guys haven't seen yet, but I'm going to go ahead and, spoiler alert, it said no photos, please. Thought it was funny because you're on a meet and greet with Britney Spears. So I go in and I kind of act appalled. So she's in there like this, and I'm like, and we take the photo. And as soon as we're done, she like looks at my shirt again, and she's like, I really like that shirt. And she crinkles her nose and she's like, that's funny. And it was just amazing. It was just a moment where like, she didn't have to say that. Like, my fangirl was like at a high right now. Like, she didn't have to say that. So said thank you. She said, you're welcome. Went on my merry way. I was like, okay, this is awesome. Like, this was everything and more, right? So I go back, you're kind of in a crowd with the other people that had their photo taken, and I'm telling them about my experience, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's actually really cool, blah, blah, blah. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, have y'all noticed that like not very many people have come back out? Like, it's been a while because they're kind of pumping through because it's like only 30 minutes before the show and whatnot. Fee comes out and is like, hey, no photos, please, girl. We need you back in. We need you back in. Brittany changed and wants another photo with you. So I'm just like, what? Like, you're only supposed to get one photo unless like there's something big, like you close your eyes or it's making a horrible face or something like that. But I felt pretty confident about that photo. So Fee grabs me. Everyone's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, were my eyes closed? And she's like, I don't think so. Brittany just changed her outfit. She didn't like the way she looked before and wanted to make sure you got another photo. So my mind's kind of blown. I bypass the line. I'm like, they throw me up on there, and I'm like back in front of her again, and you're like, it all kind of happened kind of fast, and I'm just like, well, this is deja vu. And she's like, I know, right? And the photographer was like, okay, take it, you know, it kind of rushed us, which, you know, you still had a couple people to get through. So I just go in and I get a regular photo because I couldn't think that fast, to be entirely honest with you. So afterwards, I was just like, thank you again, like, have a great show. And she's like, you're welcome, like, you too. And I did have a great show, in case you were curious. Like, I rocked out, man. So then that was kind of it, but it was just one of those things. You go back out, then they check all the photos. They're like, all right, you're all good to go. You're ready. You go through and you just have like the time of your life. So I don't know what happened to that first photo. It was incredible. It was literally in my mind, like if I could have put a perfect scenario, that was it. But I need to make it very clear that the photo I did get, she looked beautiful, I was happy, and that's ultimately all that matters. And I have memories. I have the interaction with her that I will never forget. I had the interaction with Fee where she was just so welcoming and so warm. And the overall like take from this, they're just humble people in this massive, massive spotlight with this huge career. And I have no words other than I am just so grateful, and it was an experience that I will cherish and remember forever. And I think my mom would have just had the biggest kick out of this story. So yeah, that was my religious experience, or spiritual, if you will. So all I have to leave you guys on is every day is a good day to be a Britney Spears fan.